This is for Communications 101, and this is my persuasive speech. Alright. I believe that vaccines are 100% necessary. In many parts of the world, vaccine-preventable diseases are still common and are still very much around. Since disease may be brought into the United States by people who travel abroad or by people who visit areas that currently have disease outbreaks, it is important that you and your children are vaccinated. Before I get started, I want to talk about what a vaccine is. A vaccine is a little tiny vial given as a shot containing germs or bacteria of that certain disease. Then your body starts creating little antibodies or little tiny proteins to help fight off this disease for when the actual disease occurs. Vaccines do lots of amazing things, but I narrowed it down to just 5 of them. Saving your child's life is the number 1. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, most childhood vaccines are 90 to 99% effective. 2.5 million children each year are saved by vaccines, rounding to 285 per hour. The CDC, or the Center of Disease Control, estimated that 732,000 American children were saved from death, and 322 million cases were prevented between 1994 to 2014 due to just vaccines alone. An example of this would be the measles vaccine. It has decreased death by 74% just on its own. The second reason is that vaccines are super safe and effective in the amounts that are used. Some people would argue that the ingredients used as vaccines are very harmful to the bodies. Some of these ingredients include aluminum, thimerosal, and formaldehyde. Of course, these would be very harmful in very large doses. However, the doses in the vaccines are very safe. Actually, an infant would get more aluminum ingested from breast milk and from infant formula than from just one vaccine dose. The FDA requires 10 or more years of testing just before a vaccine is licensed. And even after that, it's still monitored by the CDC and the FDA to make sure it is still safe and effective. Paul Offit, an MD, noted in his research that children encounter more viruses, bacteria, toxins, and harmful substances than in just one dose in their everyday lives, and it's just in one dose of a vaccine. It would be more beneficial for your children to be vaccinated. It would help them in their everyday playing life to help protect them from all these viruses and toxins. People think that the side effects of these vaccines are what causes the most harm. The worst side effect is the severe allergic reaction, but it only occurs 1 per several 100,000 to 1 per million vaccination. Sanjay Gupta, a chief medical correspondent for CNN and practicing neurosurgeon, stated that you are 100 times more likely to be struck by lightning than you are to have this severe allergic reaction from a vaccine that is supposed to save your life. My third reason is that it will protect you and others around you. Herd community, or community immunity, is when most people in a community are vaccinated, protecting other people who cannot be vaccinated, such as pregnant women, infants, or people undergoing things such as chemotherapy. This is why it is so important every school year your child is vaccinated. They're basically saving themselves. I have a few examples of community immunity, and the first one is from 2005. An 18-month-old Amish girl got diagnosed with polio and actually affected 4 other unvaccinated children. But because of community immunity, there was no outbreak and everyone was safe. However, in 2008, in San Diego, a measles outbreak occurred and 48 children were quarantined because there was no community immunity to save them. And in 2011, 49 of the U.S. states were 92 to 94% of the threshold, which was not enough for whooping cough. This caused the 2012 outbreak and made 42,000 people sick, being the biggest outbreak since 1955. My number 4 reason is that it will save you tons of time and money. Believe it or not, it costs less to obtain a vaccine and to have it done to you rather than it is to cure a disease like this. You have to think about time off from work, potential long-term disability, and medical costs. In 2012, the CDC did a case study and estimated that 11 to 73-hour wages were lost and $300 to $4,000 were spent on medical expenses per case for every child that had a disease that could have been prevented from a vaccine. Going back to the 2008 San Diego epidemic, they narrowed it down to 11 unvaccinated children They estimated that it costs over $10,000 per child to save them because of emergency vaccinations and the outbreak response, plus all the medical charges. My last one is because vaccines protect future generations. Vaccinated moms are actually saving their unborn children from viruses and from birth defects. In 1963 to 1965, there were 11,000 deaths and 20,000 birth defects from the rubella, or the German measles virus. And after the 1969 vaccination occurred and was licensed, none of these defects or no more babies really died from this. Some of the defects included heart problems, spleen problems, liver problems, heart and vision disabilities, mental disabilities, and the list just goes on and on. But since then, like I said, none of these have really existed. That was just 5 little reasons why vaccines are so amazing, but the list could go on and on. Vaccines decrease the rate of diseases dramatically. For example, measles are 99.9% gone because of vaccines, mumps are 95.7%, whooping cough is 89.9%, smallpox is 100%, rubella is 99.9%, and polio is 100%, all because of vaccines. In conclusion, I've talked about 5 reasons why vaccinations are so important. They save lives, they're effective and safe, they protect others, it saves you time and money, and it protects future generations. I don't understand why you wouldn't take advantage of living a happy, healthy, disease-free life. I work at Sunrise Hospital where I have to be vaccinated every single year. It's mandatory, and I see what not being vaccinated does to children every single day. I encourage all of you, if you're not, to get up to date on your vaccinations and to update your children's vaccinations. It could save you and your child's life. Thank you.
Sure. Thanks.